Hello folks, my name is Andrew, welcome back to our garage. Today we are going to do something different. We are going to have a look at a drill press. We're going to have a look at this baby here. This is a Ryobi drill press. I haven't opened it yet, so let's go ahead and unbox this. Right, the way we are going to unbox this is we're going to use some water, which you all know is non-compressible, and some WD-40, in which WD stands for water displacement. Not sure if you see where I'm going with this. So the way we do it is spray the box with some water, let it soak for a couple of seconds, wipe off the excess, there we go, and take a step back and lightly spray it with some WD-40. And there we go, it's unboxed. Now unfortunately this water and WD-40 doesn't work with plastics, so I'll have to unwrap these manually. Right, let me zoom out a little bit. Right, I'm going to assemble this now. I'm going to speed this up because we all know how to read manuals and follow instructions, so there's not much to see there really. Yeah, let's unbox this. This is the drill chuck. There we go. So I'll crack on and assemble this. Now, I want to stop you there for a second. Focus, you fuck. I'm not sure you can see that, but that little set screw there is cross-threaded out of the box, which is a fail for Ryobi. Let's see, is there thread damaged at all? Is that just in the plastic? Fucking hell. Right, so thankfully that it was just the plastic that was cross-threaded. Now, there's one thing I want to emphasize on is on how to mount the drill chuck onto the spindle. Focus, you fuck. Right, so this chuck has a taper inside, and same goes for the arbor on the spindle. The way you mount this on is just place it on here, and either with a rubber mallet or use a piece of wood and give it a good whack with the hammer. and it should be firmly on there. All right. Right, that's pretty much assembled. Right, let's have a quick look at the build quality of this drill press. The first thing I've noticed is the surface finish on the table is pretty good. Although it has really sharp edges. You can literally, if you're not careful, you can cut yourself. But the actual surface finish is quite good. If I drag my fingernail through here, I can't really feel the machine marks. The finish on the casting is fairly good. I don't like the cheap angle plate over there. It's just riveted on. It's just cheap aluminium. I do like the base though. It looks really nice. It's a nice finish. I think it's painted black. This handle is plastic. I don't really like that. I'm not sure how long will that last. But the actual surface finish on the casting, on the body, is just atrocious. I mean, come on, Ryobi, you can't be serious. Bear in mind, this is a fully unbiased review. I bought this with my own money, and it wasn't cheap, I'll tell you that. I paid £200 for this, or about 250 bucks for all you Yanks. Focus, you fuck. Right. The molding on the plastic again is really sharp. It's just horrible surface finish. On the handles on the spindle are okay actually. Top cover as well looks okay. We've got a little speed chart over here. One thing I don't like, I'm not sure if you can hear this. Let me try and get the mic closer. The spindle makes some really nasty grinding noises, so we might have to investigate that. Right, now before we spin this up, there's one thing we need to do. You see over there, that's our belt tensioner. I'll loosen that up and get the top cover off. It's hard to do this with one hand, and set the belt tension. Right, let me put the camera on a tripod. Right, let's open this up. As you can see, the belt is Move this in a little bit closer. The belt tension is this is really loose. So what I'm going to do is get a beefy screwdriver. Let me just check what speed is this at. Let's go with 500 RPM. Which is the lowest down here. Okay, now I'm gonna jam a screwdriver in here. Can you actually see that? Of course you can't. Okay, there we are. Give this a little bit of tension. You don't want it too tight because you'll put unnecessary strain on the bearings. Yeah, that feels okay. So this is the lowest RPM setting. It's basically 510 RPMs. At least that's what it says on here. I'm just gonna put the screw back in just for safety reasons, just in case anything decides to fly out of there. Jesus, this doesn't even want to go in there. Right. And give it a first start. Sure if you can see that, but that vibrates quite a bit. Hopefully the camera picks up the vibrations. Right, now let's test this puppy. This has a laser as well. I've got a piece of mild steel clamp to the table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 4mm hole, then step it up to an 8mm, and step it up to the largest this chuck takes, which is a 13mm. I've bumped up the speed to 800 RPM. It might be a little bit too high for the 4mm drill bit, but for our intents and purposes it should be okay. The machine can handle the 4mm drill bit. There's no doubt about it. What I'm curious is how does it perform with the 13mm drill bit in there. So anyway, let's get this in there and see how she goes. Okay, I did not center punch the workpiece. The only reason being is I'm curious how well can the drill press actually pick this up. Might have to lift the table for this drill bit. Right, let's put some some lube on there. Yeah, that wasn't a problem whatsoever. Now let's put in the 8mm drill bit. Onto the 8mm drill bit. That was fairly effortless as well. Now get rid of the chips here. I know this is not a very good test, but we'll have to do with what we have. Right, the drawback I could find so far is the spindle only has a 5 centimeter travel, which is a shame, because if you set your workpiece and you need to switch to a bigger drill, if you move the table, it's really difficult to get it centered again, because the table has a fair bit of wobble. So yeah, I'm not too chuffed about that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in the 13mm drill bit and pull it down with the spindle, and hopefully it will well, fairly center the workpiece. Right, let's see. Right. You see what I mean? Okay, I'm not too confident about this. I should have probably used the vise, but I don't have a machinist vise at hand at the moment. So we're gonna have to make do with what we have. Yep, the belt started slipping just before it went through the material. It's probably my bad. I should have bumped the speed up a couple of hundred RPM. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. We are through. let's have a look at the hole. It's not too bad actually. I'm fairly happy. Although what I'm gonna do in the future, if I need to drill big holes, I'm gonna bump up the RPMs, maybe somewhere around 1,000 RPM. Let's see. Yeah, this goes 500, 800, 1300, 1800, and 2400 RPM. So I'll probably want to drill it. Actually, I don't know. Maybe you want to go slower as you increase the diameter of the drill bits. I don't know. I'm not a machinist. I don't really know these things. I just wanted to have a quick look at this Ryobi drill press. What do I think overall? Is it worth £200? In my opinion, no. The build quality is not very good. It just feels cheap, and it looks to me like it's made out of some sort of Chinesium alloy. If it were maybe £100, 150, I would say yeah. £200, I don't think it's worth it. You'd probably be better off if you buy a Clark for 120 odd quid. I've had a look. I've seen them in person at Machine Mart, and they seem to have a better build quality. I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed about you, Ryobi. But yeah, that's. I think that's a wrap. Right, that's all from me for today. What do I think? Is it usable? Absolutely. Is it good? Yes, it's fairly good. As I've said, the build quality could be better. Should you spend £200 on a Ryobi drill press? My answer is no. It's not worth £200. I'm a bit disappointed about this Ryobi drill press. But why did I buy it, you may ask? The main reason being is I needed a drill press for a project, and I needed it now. And I wanted to buy something of a name brand, and I've used Ryobi tools before, and I was really happy with them, especially with the cordless power tools. Those are really good, and I thought, well, if it's Ryobi, it has to be good, and I was looking to spend somewhere around £200 for a good drill press. I kind of regret it now, but it is what it is. I'm gonna keep it. If you are looking to buy a drill press and your budget is around £200 or 250 US dollars, then I would say don't get the Ryobi. There are far better options out there, and that's pretty much all I can say. I hope that makes sense, and I'll see you in a bit.